strong woman, they say, stands up for herself, but a stronger woman stands up for everybody else. And that is why we are here at the first annual EPWA Division Women Conference, happening live at the prestigious LASU EPWA campus. And yes, this conference is themed Roles of Women in Community Development. And this is organized by none other than the EPWA Professional Women Association. And trust Accord Blog to be here to give you the details of this conference. And yes, I'm Praise Gani reporting for Accord Blog.
The EPWA Professional Women's Association on Thursday, November 28, 2019, held its first annual EPWA Division Women's Conference with the theme Role of Women in National Development at the prestigious EPWA campus of the Lagos State University. The EPWA Professional Women's Association, or EPWA for short, is a non-governmental, non-profit organization made up of like-minded and enthusiastic women from all of walks of life and EPWA division with the goal of creating change and influence and empowering women and girls in EPWA both economically and socially to be able to add their own quota to local and national development. The event, which attracted the creme de la creme of a society and professional women, particularly underscores the significant role and importance that women play in our society. The first speaker of the day, Professor Olushola Basirat Oladipupo, the first female professor in EPWA Division, spoke on general gender equality and the increasing developmental roles women are playing in community and national development.
What we are trying to do now is for us to have a kind of leverage to come up with so many things that could make us to be there, where if not for anything we compete favorably with the main folks and we move forward. We have our targets, what we are there to stand for, what we stand for, what we intend to get at the end of the day. Like from the lecture that we just had, we were able to highlight there all what is expected of you to be a woman. Gone are the days where we are relegated to the background, and now we are up to the task. We are ready to take up the mantle, where we make sure we engage in all what we think the men have been dominating for a long time, like the workforce, the economic aspect of it, the political aspect of everything. We are now looking for a situation where we come out from our shells and we compete with them. We are looking out to a situation where we give some scholarships and so that we identify the indigent students, we identify some people that we could really mentor to an extent. Like, I'm very sure we've lined up so many speakers and we were able to talk about different things that borders on the well-being and what could actually bring development to EPWA. And from what we have learned here, I'm sure there will be a positive result at the end of the day.
Established in 2015, EPWA has gathered within its fold professional women of repute within and outside the EPWA division, whose dream of strengthening women folk within the region continues to gather momentum with enlightenment campaigns such as the one held here at the LASU campus. Mrs. Funke Moore, the president of EPWA Professional Women Association, gives a greater insight into why the EPWA was created and some of its responsibilities in reducing the plight of members of the EPWA community.
A few of us came together about 4 years ago. All of us were indigents of EPWA. Both of our parents or either of our parents is an indigent of EPWA. we came together that, we should put something back into the society. Ekpe is educationally disadvantaged. We are disadvantaged on so many fronts. We don't have industry here. The level of poverty here is very high. And we felt that, on our own, from our little corner, we can do something to better the lots of the people. So we would donate our own money to do empowerment programs. We have done health missions. We have donated to the health centers. We have done mentoring programs for school children in Ekpe division. We have tested women for cervical cancer. We have done a lot of things. As I said earlier, it's our own way of putting something back into the society, into our community. We all grew up here. I personally, I went to Ekpe Girls High School. I lived in Erepoto there, so we know, we mingle with the residents here, with the indigents of this town, and we know that, there's much suffering. So we want to alleviate this suffering. That's why we came together.
Prior to its official launch on Sunday, the 21st of October 2018, EPWA had been involved in various programs and missions targeted at creating developments for the Ekpe community, such as the EPWA Mentoring Program for secondary school students on May 31st, 2018, the Empowerment Program and Health Mission for the people of Ibejuleki on the 18th of May 2018, among many other support, empowerment, and mission programs. Mrs. Funke Moore sheds more light on some of the more impactful decisions reached at the conference.
Yes, you see, at this conference today, we decided that we're going to form a cooperative society for everyone, everyone who has attended this conference today will be a member of the cooperative society. We will organize ourselves and source for loans for the traders amongst us, because without money, you really cannot do any business. And they don't have access to loans. We're going to educate them on how to go about it. There are so many programs, there are so many opportunities. They're not aware of some of these opportunities. We're going to enlighten them, We're going to assist them to come together and take advantage of existing advantages, yes. To take advantage of existing opportunities. Yes.
As of February 2019, globally there are 27 states where women account for less than 10% of parliamentarians in single or lower houses, with Nigerians standing at a paltry 8%. However, EPWA seeks to increase this figure and that of women in political leadership through female education, enlightenment, empowerment, and social political inclusiveness programs. Mrs. Olayinka Oladunjoye explains further.
Definitely there is gender inequality in our society. If you look at the National Assembly, for instance, there are more men than women. If you look at the State Executive Council, there are more men than women. And it's not as if we are not qualified prima facie. So what we're saying and what we are going to serve as a pressure group is to ensure that more women get into public service, more women get into political offices all over the country. That's one of the things that we have set this program for. Well, first of all, as women, we have to be conscious and be aware of our rights. We also know that as women, we must be well educated so we can compete very well. And we must tell our men, our husbands, to give us the opportunity to do it, as well as our parents. So I want to beg our men to give the women a chance, because if your man doesn't allow you to do anything, there's little you can do, to be honest. So they must give us a chance so that we can get ourselves actualized with our dreams of becoming political office holders.
In a world that attempts to relegate women to the background, it is heartwarming to see support and acceptance for the ideals of the EPWA from the menfolk.
The role of women in society is so numerous, but it is very difficult these days now to get women to do something very profitable in Nigeria, because some of them feel that they are less concerned. Some also see it as it's a man's world. Some also see that they are being intimidated by the menfolk, and also either politics or business or every other thing is a field for the male. But it is very wrong, because women are born equally, and they are supposed to leash out what they have. We have women in politics, we have women in banking industry, we have women in sports, everywhere. So the time is now for women to rise up, come out and bring out the potential that they have. We have very great women here. Even if you go back to history, there are so many things that women have done first before men could do it. We have women pilots, we have women doctors everywhere, scientists everywhere. But it is time that Nigerian women should be able to stand up and say they can do it. The era of where we are not recognized should go away. This time around, you should show yourself, but let me be recognized. Don't wait for people to recognize you. And that is why this program is very important, because it's a situation where the organizers have been able to tell the women to stand up. Forget the fact that you are the second-class citizen in the whole world. See yourself as somebody who can lead. There are some women who have been breadwinners of families for a very long time. There are some women who are successful politicians, and they are doing so well. So why can't women come up and say they can do it? Surely they can do it.
I don't think that there's a role that is reserved for anybody. Men can be anything. Women can also rise to any level. There are nations that women have ruled in the world that are doing very well. So if a woman were to be the president in Nigeria, of course, she will also do well, just as the men are doing. So I think that the competence that the average woman possesses is endless. She's able to do as much as men can do.
Nation builders, and if a woman becomes the president of Nigeria, I can bet you that Nigeria will be much better than we had today. Because in those days, women are restricted to the kitchen. But right now, there is more awareness. Even educated ones, they don't want to go into politics, and they cannot come and knock on your door and say, "Madam, come and become our president, or come and become the councillor of our street." Do you really get it? So, which means, and that is why we are doing what we are doing today, to let women know their role in community development. When you talk of community is a section of the nation as a whole. So definitely, if they are aware of their roles, they will know what to do.
EPWA continues to champion the cause for the growth and development of Ekpe Division, using unique penetration campaigns to bring the people, particularly women and girls, under the unifying umbrella of its visit and vision and mission statements.
You empower a nation. And yes, women are selfless, women are hardworking, women are compassionate. All these virtues were on display at the first annual EPWA Division of Women Conference that happened at the prestigious LASU EPWA University campus. And yes, you have been watching a cohort work, and I am Praise Ganiyu.